Why do you hate Coach Prime? A very interesting development in the Colorado State game. And that is that Jay Norvell, the head coach at Colorado State, clearly does not watch television, does not listen to the radio, because he said something today, and I don't even think I'm being controversial here. He said something today that I feel like is as stupid a thing that I have heard when he went directly after Coach. So you went and took a direct shot at Deion Sanders when you said, and I don't care if they heard it in Boulder.
Mm-hmm.
And Deion Sanders, who routinely wears a hat and sunglasses, you talked about Deion directly. What do you mean Deion won't shut his mouth? First of all, is there anybody in this country that doesn't want to hear a Deion Sanders interview? Because I'm all for it. I'd love to hear another Deion Sanders interview. Is there anybody for the better part of now 6 months, because we have had very little else to talk about in the world, who hasn't been paying attention to his 3 toes almost getting cut off and Deion almost losing his leg? To which Deion said, yeah, let's make a decision. I got football games to coach. He's a great story. What do you mean he won't shut his mouth?
Yeah, you're going to have to explain that.
This is the comment right here that I'm confused by. What do you mean he won't shut his mouth? Because I have to be honest with you, we haven't heard very much from Prime since week 1. Week 1 was a huge win for that team, and he did his whole "do you believe now?"
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe now?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe? But what have you heard him say since then? He's done around the media. Every football coach in the country does interviews on Tuesday and Wednesday. But they don't come on the Monty Show because, But, but he does his interviews. But did you hear from Deion talking about Colorado State this week? Because I didn't. I didn't hear a word. Not one. And then Jay Norvell had to go and talk about Deion, his hat, his sunglasses, and his mom. And then Deion went to practice. Did he go on an interview? Did he go on a radio show? Did he go on Sports Center? No. Deion went to practice. And you know what Deion did? Because he's a businessman, he put it on his social media. Deion's not calling out Norvell. Norvell's calling out Deion.
And what do you mean? Right there. Sooner fan right there. What do you mean we haven't listened to the press conference?
So he's not supposed to do a press conference. He's not. So what? And again, I'm going to play this highlight reel.
Yeah.
You tell me what in here. Start in the comment section as this is playing. You tell me what's wrong with this.
We got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my luggage with me. And it's Louis.
Change now that I'm coaching. Not a darn thing. I'm not even playing the game, and you got an opinion of me. I'm not even on the field. But I'm pretty sure I get every darn coach I'm playing against, head coaches, and anything you want to do. But I love it, but I don't care. And I wish the world thought like that. I don't have time to enjoy the moment. Santa don't have time. He got to deliver the gifts. He ain't got time to enjoy his cookies. Okay? That's all he gets. I ain't got time for that. I got to keep it going. I got to keep this machine going and make sure we stay on the right path and make sure we're locked in and we're focused on the right things. Make sure we're practicing adequately. Make sure we're giving it our all. Making sure we're making the right adjustments and playing the proper personnel. So it's a lot. It's a lot driving this train. It's not easy.
What's up, boss? You believe now? You hold on. Oh no. Do you believe that? Huh? Oh no. I read through that bull junk you wrote down. I read through that. I sifted through all that. Yeah. Oh no. Come on. Do you believe?
Dude, who's he calling out?
He's not calling out Jay Norvell like Jay Norvell called out
Is
Prime.
he talking about another coach? Is he talking about another player? Is he all he does is compliment the other coach and the other player. You can watch his pressers, and he makes a habit after games to compliment the other team.
Who was he roasting there, since you want to bring up the post-game press conference?
Do you believe now?
He was roasting the reporter who said he didn't believe the program could be successful.
Come on. He's making himself money. He's making Colorado money.
By most reports, he made the city of Boulder $18
million
million over the weekend.
Hey, by the way, did anybody notice that Shedeur Sanders got another KFC NIL deal? That Hunter's got a deal, that he's making his kids money.
So I'm just trying to understand.
It's
Especially
wild.
As a Sooner fan. I know Soonerville hasn't exactly had the best week with good old Art on the field, so I understand why you're a little pissed off this week. But let's not make Deion out like he's doing something wrong here. He's roasting reporters for the right reasons, and he's not talking about anybody because he shouldn't. He doesn't need to. He's winning. And when he beats Jay Norvell and when he beats Colorado State and inevitably comes out and proclaims that they own the state of Colorado, Jay Norvell's not going to say a damn thing about it, because what's he going to say? I apologize to Prime? Jay Norvell's way too prideful for that. Jay Norvell's way too self-focused for that. So what exactly is Prime supposed to say or not say here? This is what I don't understand about the haters on Prime.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, Big Dog O-Town, he made the school $18 million last week alone, double his $5 million salary. If I'm Deion, I'm forcing them to tear up my contract. Yeah. And not only that, he has a great relationship with the administration at Colorado.
He's been good to his word. They hired him with money they didn't have because he said, hey, I'm going to make you that money back.
Rick George has said, I believed we would make far more money than we would pay him, and that is happening, which I think is great. El hombre negro. But when they Colorado lose, what Deion Sanders say then? That will define his character.
Yeah, that's the question. That's why I keep bringing that up. So Deion hasn't lost it, and I don't believe he's going to lose this week. But what do they have after this week? And I've said this for 2 weeks now. Dude, you've got Oregon, then you've got SC. You're going to lose at least one of those games, if not both of those games, by most people's measuring stick.
At Oregon, home for SC, at Arizona State, Stanford, at UCLA, Oregon State, Arizona, at Washington State, at Utah. He's probably going to lose most of those road games. At Oregon, Arizona State, they're more talented than Arizona State.
I don't even think, and we've done this, everyone's done this, right? Where we've gone through the schedule, hey, what does it look like now that we know what this team is? I don't think we know what that defense can be. Deion Sanders is a defensive guy. We all understand that, right? Yes, the offense is outstanding, but he's a defensive-minded guy. So I have to imagine at some point the defense does get better. It's not going to get good enough, quick enough to stop Bo Nix or Caleb Williams. But I just don't understand why we want to sit here and say that, man, he's done all this wrong and he needs to shut his mouth and he runs his mouth. Yeah, he's going to lose. And then what's going to happen? All the haters like Soonerville guy or whatever the hell this guy's name is are going to come out and say Deion sucks and this is what happens when you talk junk. And then inevitably he's going to win a game you think he shouldn't win.
But it's what Nick Saban said on the Pat McAfee show today. And Nick Saban's going to appear on Pat Mac every Thursday. Mm-hmm. Nick Saban said, quote, you never want to waste a failing. Adversity can break some people and it can make some people great. It just depends on how you deal with it. That's going to be Deion Sanders. By the way, who's Deion's mentor? Oh, that's right. It's Nick Saban.
It is what it is.
He's doing it the right way. Domerwa, bring in my own luggage. And he has.
And it's Louis.
And
by
it's
the
been
way,
Louis.
It's been Louis. Shador's lived up to it. Travis Hunter's lived up to it. By the way, the guy no one wants to talk about, Shiloh Sanders on the defensive end has played pretty well too. So that's what I'm saying. He's lived up to everything he said he would be.
I think if you look at the back half of that transfer portal, Dylan Edwards is somebody that nobody's talking about. Because the guy's making a huge difference for them. He's done what he said he would do.
Yes.
Totally agree with that. Phoenix Master, what's up, my guy? My school, Arizona, love Jed Fish, has gotten no credit despite going from winless in 2020 and 111 in 2021. Yeah, you guys were terrible. To almost making a bowl game last year. Meanwhile, Deion's getting all the hype in top-tier games right away. But what's the difference?
Yeah, I think this is a great point you bring up, but it's crucial you understand the difference.
Deion's not getting top-tier games. He's winning the games that are on his schedule, which are making the other games on his schedule primetime games. Because what's happening? They're They're drawing 8.8 million people for two teams that weren't supposed to be relevant this year. Colorado, and you guys understand that? Colorado and Nebraska drew 8.8 million viewers.
So when we say Prime should stop running his mouth, well, why would he stop doing the things he's been doing when he's drawing viewership, making the town money, getting NIL deals for his players? And then Arizona fan, and I totally agree with this, man. I understand why you might be salty about this. Hey, we've been improving for the last 2 years. No one's talking about us. Yeah, you know why? Because Jed Fish isn't Deion Sanders. Jed Fish, the most notable thing Jed Fish has said in the last year is when he went on that podcast
10.
and talked about the Pac-10.
No, he talked about the
Pac-10.
Pac-10. Anyway. Truth. But I think the problem is in the Pac-12 is Pac-12 networks. Yeah. The solution for Pac-12 networks is Lincoln Riley and Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lack of national game television for Lincoln Riley and Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
And if you put Deion in Arizona, you put Deion in Utah.
It doesn't matter where you put him, dude.
Put him in Washington State, they're going to be on national TV.
Because he's the X factor.
Yes.
That's what people don't want to admit. People like Jay Norvell, people like Sooner fan, people like just all the haters.
Yeah, I agree.
They don't want to admit that Deion Sanders is in that top cut of at a minimum, coaching personalities. Now, can we definitively say he's a top cut P5 football head coach? No, we can't say that because he's got to prove that he can beat the top cut of college football talent at a Power 5 level.
Correct.
Okay, great. So we can come to the middle on that. But what the haters don't want to come to the middle on is that this guy knows how to make his program money. This guy says, hey, the money issue in our athletic program, in our football program, is no longer an issue. You know why that is? Because I used the transfer portal. I did what they said that couldn't be done, right? I brought in 70 new players, and everyone said, oh, he can't do this. It's 70 new players. No culture, can't get it done. No way, no how.
But I also go back to the question of, is Deion Sanders good for college football? And I don't see how that answer is no.
How do you say he's bad for college football?
I don't know how you say it. And I love people like he's going to the NFL. Deion Sanders is not going to the NFL. Deion Sanders is about the mentorship. Deion Sanders is about growing human beings.
Yes.
Deion Sanders wants to win a national championship. And I think if Deion Sanders keeps on this path, I have no doubt that he will do that.
He's got a formula. And kids look up to him. That's why, see, this understanding of the difference between what makes an NFL coach great and a college football coach great is sometimes misconstrued, misunderstood.
Yes.
Right? The NFL head coach is great when the players respect him. When the players say, yeah, this dude's working his ass off, like, we believe in him, like, we can do what he's asking us to do. But at the NFL level, you're not going to tell a kid, hey, yeah, I can get you to the NFL. Oh, that's right, because we're already in the NFL, right? The guy's already made it.
You don't have the hammer. Pervin Meyer is probably the best example of this.
Yeah.
You don't have the hammer. Nick Saban's a great example of this.
It's a defense.
You don't have, Jim Harbaugh. Hey, man, again, I'll just go back to my experience. I was in the 49er locker room the day he chose Colin Kaepernick to be the starter over Alex Smith, and the air went out of that locker room.
Yeah.
And it's because the guys didn't respect Jim Harbaugh. So they didn't fight for Colin the way they fought for Alex Smith.
Yeah, it's about respect at the NFL level because these guys have already made it. You're in a professional work environment. At a college, it's different because these kids aspire to be something greater because they haven't gotten to that level yet. It's this whole concept of, hey, if you look back you look back 5 years at who you were then, right? That person then would have died to have what you have now.
Yes.
And that's the difference between the league and the college level. These kids want to get to the NFL, and Deion can help them do that. And along the way, they can get KFC commercials.
Yes.
Shador and Deion can chill in the G-Wagon.